Hello and welcome back to Starfield 2026. We are about to do Entangled, which is late in the main quest line. And I currently don't have a companion. That's all right because, spoiler alert, not much of a spoiler, Entangled doesn't let you take a companion in. So there's no real point in me teaming up with anybody right now. The whole point of Entangled is to acquire an artifact. But the quest itself involves a whole lot more. As you can see by the fact that I did just, include this in the previous recording where I was wandering around, picking up artifacts and temples. Oh, what are you? Oh, you're one of these guys. Between me and the sun. Okay. Probably should have taken the car. There's certainly a lot of these things. I might even get them all scanned. Okay, these Kataxi are irritatingly tough. Don't remember encountering the Kataxi outside before. So as you scan them, you learn more about them. So there's 75% we just unlocked knowing what biomes they're in. Another flock of them over there. Hope they're low enough that we can get a scan on them. So I would love to actually complete one of the animals. I think you guys are too high for me to scan you. You guys are low enough, though. %. So 75% gives us biomes, 100% gives us their health. It's peaceful, and I guess we get metabolic agents from it if we shoot it. So that's interesting information to have at hand. So at some point when you start doing a lot of crafting and you need to find things, you could probably, hold on. J for database. Organics. So I look at cosmetic, for instance, it shows me all these locations where I could find it. And I guess that gives me a... oh well, let's not worry about it. MJ. What was it showing me? Organics. It said cosmetic. I was looking at that. If I click on it, so if I click on that, okay, that actually sets a, yeah. Well, that's cool. So if you know what you want, you can go get it. I am getting some complaints from my headset. Hold on. There we go. Got to tether my headphones. I've been using them so much lately that they ran out of battery. So if we had a smaller ship, I came in the big ship, right? We've seen this before when we were landing on the Scorpion place, where some landing pads, you can't land that big ship on. It takes you out to somewhere else. So if we come in the smaller ship, we would have landed in their front porch. But we wouldn't have had this nice walk across the landscape. But I need to keep walking around and around and around to find a path that goes up this steep hill. Maybe here? Maybe? I get that this isn't their front door. There we go. And normally we'd be landing on this landing pad. Given that the Cataxi outside are such interesting critters, this may be interesting. We will be doing some combat in here. But at level, what are we, 31 now? It's not like we're under leveled for this or anything.
Energy Research Lab. All right. I don't know what's going on here, but you should talk with the director. What's inside? Stay with me and don't make any sudden moves. I'll get the door. Welcome to Nishina.
Onward and inward. Now we're going to have a decent weapon in our hands. Ready to go. Let's see, DPS. Probably go back and forth between the shotty and the hunting rifle. Oh, the Assassin's Assigned Maelstrom. Ooh. That's actually pretty nice. This becomes my new favorite rifle. Displacing the tombstone down by 1. And you are on 6. Bye-bye, Grendel. Shotty's on 9. 8 is my non-lethal weapon. I think you're on 7. Yeah, you're on 7. What power's on 2? Oh, that's my personal atmosphere, right. We're going to keep this power going.
Attention all. I am declaring a cordial. All sections are now on lockdown. Senior staff,
I turned down the music a little bit. It's a little loud in my ears. Oh, yeah, I changed my headphones, didn't I? There. Rather than changing the game, I'll change the feed to the headphones.
Ethan Hughes, Chief of Security. If you'll follow me, I'll show you to the director.
Okay.
We'll take the back way up.
I'm just going to walk. I'm going to let him walk away from me a bit. He'll stop and wait for me occasionally. This is better than
Here,
continually jerking forward and back.
storage area. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything. Yes, sir.
So, Nishina was built 5 years ago. Research team, mostly political.
Okay, these uglies are below the ground. Those are Kataxi, like what we saw outside.
Easy. What the hell was that? 1 minute you're following me, and then you're just gone. Minute later you pop in out of nowhere looking like you were in the middle of a fight. In our storage room. I should have never let you inside. What is this? Some kind of stealth tick? Who are you working for? Look, I don't know what's going on. Let's get you to the director. Maybe she can figure this out. Come on, this way.
Apparently the last hit I got on the Scorpion was a crit. It showed up there after he stopped talking to me. Let's explore the ruins. Speak to Raphael.
Thank God. Finally, someone came. The distress signal. You picked up the distress signal, right?
Yeah. I need to know what's going on here.
What do you mean? Wait. How did you get in here? Hughes? Ethan Hughes? But he's dead. No. No. This doesn't make any sense. Unless the accident. Maybe this is a side effect of the accident. If the probe is still feeding power to the distortion, then... Right. We were studying a gravitational distortion. 3 months ago, I was calibrating an experiment in our high-energy research lab. There was an accident. An explosion. It caused a gas leak. Sparked a fire. I was trapped in the control room. There was nothing I could do. They're all dead. The lab was built around a xenolith with a dense metallic
We should. Wait.
Interesting.
All right, we're on our way up. Hughes out. I was just filling in the director. Let's keep moving. If anything happens, the director's office is on the second floor, end of the hall. You can't miss it.
You gonna come out here? I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going yet, but I think probably be a good idea to clear out the back guys here. Might be stuff to loot, too. Taxi warrior. There's stuff over here. Dr. Barakova's journal. Dropped a drill on his foot. Final entry, huh? Entire facility could combust. And what do we see around us? I think the entire facility combusted. Okay, that is the way to go. Got one up there.
This way. Director.
Thank you, Ethan. Come in. Kaya Patel, Research Director. And this is our Chief Scientist, Maria Hughes. Ethan said you disappeared right in front of him. Twice now? 3 times?
Director, you can't be taking this seriously. Look, I don't know who you are or what you're doing here, but there has to be a rational explanation for all of this. Excuse me?
That is quite a claim. What makes you think that? Tell us about this other universe. Raphael. Raphael died in the accident. He...
Wait. Gas fire. Gas fire. The leak. Director, there was a hydrogen leak right after the accident. It was contained in a minute or two.
But if it hadn't been, it could well have caused an explosion.
Another universe, though. That's a lot to swallow. An artifact?
You mean the source of the distortion? You know something about it?
Really? That's all you're gonna say?
No. Fair enough. You have a prior connection with them, then. Maybe that's why this is only affecting you. This facility and the research level 2 kilometers beneath us were built to study a gravitational distortion. This artifact and the field it creates. 3 months ago, our chief engineer, Raphael, was calibrating an experimental probe when something went wrong.
We still don't know what happened. There was a series of explosions, and somehow it's still running. That would make sense. That's why the field strength keeps increasing. We have a control unit for the probe. After the accident, I tried to use it to shut down the system, but the kill switch isn't responding. We could shut it off manually, but the entire research level is locked down. We can't even get down there. How? I told you the research level's locked down. We can't even use the damn elevator. What?
Clever. In this other universe, Raphael survived. He made it back from the lab, so clearly his elevator works. Take it, and you might be able to shut down the experiment.
This is crazy.
But first, we have to do something about your shifting.
We can't shut down the probe, but we might be able to adjust some of the other parameters. It's risky. We don't know what we're dealing with, but... All right. It's worth a try.
Then it sounds like we have a plan.
Okay, so follow Maria.
The control unit is in the fabrication lab next door. What have we gotten ourselves into?
And the corridor's blocked. Looks like we go back that way. Maybe this way? Awful lot of these scorpion things. I don't particularly see the need to kill as many as possible, but I will kill all the ones that I come across. Looting, however, is always good.
Oh, it's you. What happened? You disappeared, and the ceiling caved in, and... I thought I'd finally lost it. What? How? Look, if you think things are bad up here, the research level is even worse. I barely made it out, and that was months ago. I don't understand any of this. If I hadn't seen you disappear with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Okay. You're my ticket out of here. We'll do this your way. We can get out through the pantry. Here's the key. I'll back you up, I guess.
Okay. Through the pantry. There's you. I think the rest of these guys are just gonna ignore me. Whoop.
Oh, what the? Security breach!
Okay, and we're headed for the blue dot.
Out of my way! Move!
Look at this. It's going to take hours to clear this out. Assuming the rest of the building doesn't come down on top of us. How should I know? You're the one who keeps winking in and out of existence. I just want to get out of here. Go do whatever you're going to do. I'll see if I can clear a path to the door.
Okay. I was about to loot something. Well, still got some ammo here. That's not stealing. Okay, so we have an advanced lock. You could be either one of those two places. You're here. Those two work together. Whoops. We got two, we got this guy. Oh, here, and then we've got the 3. That's perfect. No, it's not. Count them. 3 there, 2 there, and 1 there. We don't have that. Okay. Kind of jumped the gun. Oh, these two are identical. Okay. They're identical and neither one of them can go on the inside, which means that we do want to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. We've got 2 and 2, that's 4. We would need 2 more to be 6. Doesn't happen, so one of those and a 4. So 4 and a 2. 3, so it has to be the 4 and the 2. So that has to be there. There we go. Now, I'm about to talk to the security guy. I'm thinking I probably will need as much persuasion as possible. The Paramour is 25%. You can get Paramour and Recon Stim from the Trade Authority. So that's down in the well. Let's see if we can get a convince on him.
Oh, it's you. You realize you just poked into my locked office. So much for security protocols. Sure. Down the hall. Take the stairs next to the atrium.
That was easy.
Yeah. Let me get the doors for you.
Wonder if he's got any other goodies for us.
Is there anything else you need? Yes. Kataxi. Nasty things. The original survey team ran across them. You're welcome to read the old logs if you want. Yeah, I'll unlock the terminal for you.
I need something.
The Kataxi in the other universe. Aha. Wow. I've got an experimental thing one of the engineers put together. But...
I'm gonna save the auto persuade.
That's what I'm hoping.
I'll use it there.
Easy. We are just talking, right? All right. Yeah. It's never been field tested, but all yours.
Okay. Experiment A7, a rare shotgun, 213 physical damage. See how that stacks up against my other weapons. In terms of DPS, it's pretty good. In terms of damage, it's the top. You are now number 7. We have 319 rounds. And it's got a laser sight. Okay. So if I get a sneak attack on them, I could take out the big ones with a single shot. That's perfect. And it's got a nice sight. Need to remember to reload. It's only got 6 shots. Keeps making noises in places where there's no enemies. There. Okay, I need to pause and recharge my headphones. I will be back momentarily. Okay, we're back. I've been trying to charge my headset. It's not going that well, so we're doing things a little differently now. So the audio is going to be a little weird for me, but that's all right. You don't need to worry about that.
What, did you get lost in the hallway? Alright, this is the probe control unit. Most of these controls aren't responding. I'm going to very carefully adjust the settings I can. There's no way to tell what's about to happen. Pay attention and be ready for anything. I'll begin by adjusting the energy feed of the electron beam array. We're at 93 teravolts. Calibrating to 95, 97, 100. Nothing. Let's try the other way. 91, 89. What the?
E.
Okay. It looks safe to approach. But what in the world? It's a microdistortion. Flux pattern matches the distortion in the lab. The setting is just exposing it somehow. Step into the distortion, please. Nothing. No, hold on. There's a slight pattern change. Some kind of resonance. Right, stay there. Let me turn the feedback up for a moment. Calibrating to 90, 91.
Hey, There's a probe control unit over here, which is where she picked that one up.
What happened? Are you alright? So, the lower setting causes the distortions to manifest, and the higher causes you to shift. That seems promising. Keep it on the lower setting until you want to shift, and you should be able to avoid any more accidents. I'd give you my control unit, but it looks like you already have one from the other universe. Love to take a look at that when this is all over. Right. If you can get down to the research level, you need to make your way to the High Energy Research Lab. Disengage the power interlocks, then pull the emergency shutdown to stop the probe. That should finally put an end to all this. Oh, and before you go, the director wanted to speak with you. It really is just down the hall.
And with the control unit, it looks like maybe we won't be transitioning from universe to universe unless we want to, which is much improved.
Well then, all set? If you need supplies, I've asked Dr. Barakova to take care of you. It's the least I can do after everything we've put
Oh, I've got her journal from the other world.
Oh, there is one other thing we should discuss. If this experiment is the cause of your shifting, when you shut it down, the shifting will stop. What happens then? To you and to us. Nishina is a closed system. Two potential states held in tension. When you shut down the experiment, that tension will resolve. You are the outside observer in the system. Whichever reality you are in, at that moment, is what will become real. For you and your universe, at least. The question is, which will you choose?
I don't know.
If this were a choice between my life and Raphael's, I would ask you to save him. But as the director of the station, I am responsible for the lives of my staff. 30 people. People with families, careers, futures ahead of them. In this universe. You don't have to decide now. But when the time comes, please, keep them in mind. Now, it's time you are going. With the network offline, we can't shut down the security system on the research level, so you can expect some resistance. Be careful. Ethan, unlock the elevator lobby, please.
Ma'am, research level is still locked down.
I'm aware of that.
Alright. Done.
Good luck, dear. It's been a fascinating day.
Okay, optional to get supplies. There's stairs over here. We've gone up and down them in both worlds, I think.
Tatiana Barakova,
You
the
sound like
station's
shit,
doctor.
too.
This is not a public medical facility, but the director has ordered me to assist you nonetheless. I can spare a few minutes.
That means still better.
Beyond that, I am not your therapist, your psychologist, or your cosmetologist. If there's anything else you need, ask. My journal? Have you been in my quarters? Who do you think you are? The director may have given you run of this station, but I... Wait. What is this? This entry... It's mine, but... I didn't write this. And the scorch marks... God. Yes. Thank you. I can spare a few more supplies. And I'll give you a break on anything else you need.
Let's see what she's got.
I think I still have a few things I could spare.
I think we're actually good on most of this. We've got plenty of med packs. 70, wow. We've got a little bit of each of the other ones. I think we're doing okay.
It never goes back the same.
Don't touch anything.
Okay, so winding my way through this place is going to be largely without commentary.
Security lockdown is active. Emergency override controls are available on designated security terminals.
So I'm taking out the cameras. In that, once you get the cameras out, the turrets don't shoot at you and the robots don't spawn, which make it a much easier trip through here. And I'll continue this on the live side. I call these the live side and the dead side. I'm going to continue this same pattern all the way through.
Security lockdown is active. Emergency override controls are available on designated security terminals.
In this run, we're going to end up fighting a bunch of things. Not much we can do about it. Because the cameras are obstructed from here, but not quite. So they can see us about the same time we see them. And there's two in front of me, and there's one above me that way and one above me that way. And trying to pick them all off is fairly difficult. We're going to try it, though. There's one. Notice that the two pips that are on the side are moving very quickly because they're near me. If I can keep you obscured. Oops. Okay, give this a moment. I think if the caution goes away, they are less aggressive about homing in on you. Okay, we try to get the one to the right up there. There it is. And we'll just let that tick down. Now the problem is there's one on this pillar right up there. The other one's on that pillar right up over there. I think if I stay under that catwalk, I can walk forward until I see it here. But let's get the orange gone. This saves us a lot of trouble. Normally, I wouldn't do this on a fresh playthrough, especially if I'm recording it. Really, the room is a little bit irritating if you don't, clear these out properly. So that's going to be about the same height as him. So we're looking at there. Need to get under here so that guy doesn't see me. Got it. I've got one camera left. If I can dodge out and hit it before it rings the alarm, we'll be good. It's right there. Bingo. So now I don't need to worry about the robots in this room. So we're trying to get rid of the security lockdowns, which means just, one by one, finding a way in to get something there. Let's see what it looks like over in the... let's run around here and get a feel for where things are. Accelerator, robotics... something in there. Either that's a console or a card key or something. Accelerator robotics is on this side. This is the north side of the room. There's a quarter there. And on this side of the room, we've got robots. There's an access tunnel. I think that's the direction we're headed once the shutdown is complete. It's accelerator mainframe. And there's a utility closet. Ooh, we can pick the lock. So you might be here. Of course, you could be anywhere. I'm thinking to take out the outside like that. We can always come back and revisit it if it's wrong. You would go there if you're being used on the outside, and you would pair up neatly with him. Okay. We've got 5 pips. You're not being used. You're possibly being used. If you fit, there we go. Okay, so we've managed to get our way into this room, which we don't really need to be in quite yet. But I do see a camera up here which I can take out. Let's go ahead and do that. more cameras we take out, the better. Accelerator mainframe computer. Oh. Okay. Apparently we're doing things out of order today. That's fine. And I would just have to get out. So I don't need to shift weapons because I know that we're good up here. So I find new places ready to shoot eyes out like I just did. We're looking for a way to get in over here. Let's take a look at what we've got on the other side. Poisoning and cramping. I think I better deal with that. That's the yellow triangle. Looking for an aid that has a yellow triangle symbol. There we are. Okay, so here we have utility closet keycard. Well, I already got into the utility closet, guys. But I like my idea of getting into it better than yours. Now this says override lockdown in the accelerator section. Didn't I already do that? I hope I didn't soft lock myself by doing things out of order. Something tells me I'm going to have to deal with these guys. I don't think we've been in this. Oh, accelerator. Okay, so this is a separate lockdown in a separate room. And there's another security camera just where I expected it to be. There we go. Yeah, picking that lock saved me some time. And now we need to head for the lab. How are we doing for weapons here? Still have our top weapons are still the ones we've marked. Okay, back in the live side. We're headed that way. Be ready for more cameras. They're tucked up on the edges. Bet you there's one in this room. Yep. And if you scan over it with your gun pips, it will put a little red marker. So we are headed that way. We can't get through there, so we need to switch to the other world. And it's going to be through here. That just took out a level 30 queen in one shot. Whoops. Yeah, let's not slog through the toxic waste. Yeah, fortunately I can't see that they're behind cover. Okay. Just empty weapons racks always disappointing for me. Okay, back to live side.
Controls are available on designated security terminals.
Okay, another area. Storage room security computer. Every chance to pick a lock that we can get. So we need 3 in that configuration. Or 2 in that's a 2. There we go. Three and a 1, but I don't have a 1. There's a 2 and a 2. There we go. So turn off the alarm. I'm still going to shoot the cameras. I'm going to activate the turret, but set it to friendly. And I'm going to set the robots to friendly and activate them. And then we've got this other computer. Override and lockdown. And the quest is back to get to the lab. I am still going to shoot out cameras because I don't know which camera is that controlled for the alarm. That's probably one that was controlled. I'm betting there's another camera up there. Yep. Okay. We're headed over there. That door is closed, which means we need to go to the other universe. Okay, so a whole bunch of Cataxi. That looks like the experiment. And if I shift to the other universe, no Cataxi, but of course there's going to be cameras, and there's going to be robots and turrets. So we have to go in on the other side. That's okay. So there's a control room. Oh, it's right there. Can I get into it from the back? I think this was my only, yeah, this is my only connection to it. Oh well. I think we just need to kill them all. So I think the idea is that we turn off all the power interlock switches. We'll find out. I need to clear the area out and investigate a bit to see what's going on here. I would like to see what else we can do. Because if I just shut it down, then this is the world that we keep. Primary calibration control. Okay. Yeah, I don't think those guys are going to surface at me. Let me run down and see if they attack. Ooh. Okay, upstairs. Control room. So we've got a camera and a camera. Let's get these unlocked. Think. Yeah, that's kind of forced. I don't think there was any other way to do that one. You fit there. I'm going to do that. Skip shot boosted calibrated shotty. Cool. Lab control computer and calibration test. What's this say? Raph. Maria. So Maria is the scientist up above, and Raph is Raphael. We've been talking to him. Oh, calibrating the frequency waveform. Output looks all this fine. Like we're picking up a reflection of our own beam within the distortion. 34 gigahertz intake frequency. Let me write that down. Okay. So at some point we may need to set something for 34 gigahertz. I haven't found an intake frequency of 34 gigahertz, but I can't find an output that gets us there. So you apparently adjust the output until you get the input set to that. Okay. Slate with the calibration protocol in the control room, but you probably have to experiment with it as usual. Should be done a slate around here somewhere. We've got cameras there. So, dots I see. One on either side of this thingy at the top. We've got one down there and one down there. We've got a dot over there, a dot there, and a dot over there. Okay. So we go over to the other side. I need to remember about those two cameras. Get those shot out, and maybe we'll find a way to shut down the security in here. But I'll start by shooting out the cameras, and it looks like we're going to have robots too. Too late. Okay, so the alarm has stopped, which means that tells me this is just a security for inside. And this console is lit up. Security computer. Master locking. This is why it's a good idea to always get your lock picking to maximum. So you could go there. You look like you could go there, but you can't. So we do a 2 and a 1. Oops. Well, let's try it.
It's entirely possible.
Okay, this one's being a bit of a pain. I may have jumped the gun on the top. This can only be used in the top. And it can go there. But is there a top solution that leaves this? Oh, you can use him for anywhere else. Maybe we're running out of the 2s? I don't think we're running out of the 2s. I think we're just in a challenge here. Yeah. We go in there. I do that. That does those. It uses up our singleton. Aha. There we go. Okay, so disarm the alarm. I'm going to leave the turrets deactivated, but I am going to... Actually, well, let's activate the turrets. And the robots. Oops, no, we want to activate them. Make sure this is still set. Good. So all of the security mechanisms are now friendly to us. We've killed all the animals and we've neutered the security mechanisms here. Let's take a look at the lab control. Okay, so we've got initialization. I better not mess with these. We're still looking for information that'll help us decide. This is disengage power interlocks or switch universe. So it's guiding us to disengage all the interlocks and shut things down. I don't think I want to do that solution. We've already explored here. I want to explore the live side. There's that other tablet for running the experiment. I think if we complete the experiment, that might be really cool. Ooh. Okay. Hello, Mr. Robot. And there's Rafael Aguero, probe calibration protocol. He doesn't need that stuff. Probe calibration protocol. Ensure all power interlocks are engaged. As I was wandering around, I noticed they were all green. On the lab control computer, initiate degaussing. Toggle the indicated power interlocks off and then back on to degauss. Verify they've already been degaussed. Initiate frequency calibration. I actually have a screenshot of this from a previous playthrough that I can keep over on my other screen. But basically, we run back and we do the initialization and degaussing on the lab control computers. We write down which ones we need to degauss. Then we go degauss on both sides of the world. We come back and we finish degaussing and start frequency calibration. And we select the output frequencies on both sides. Okay? So we get the intake frequency of 34 gigahertz. And then we activate primary calibration control on the front control console, which we saw earlier. I am going to complete the experiment on both sides and see what that does for us. So we need to get back in. I haven't been able to unlock that door. I wish I could unlock that door. I didn't see any way to do it. Okay, so dead side. Initialization. Status complete. Degaussing. 1257. Switch sides. Oh, and the switch numbers are random each time. So this is 5 and 6. That's all written down. So we're on the dead side, so it's 1257. That's 7. So we disable it and re-enable it to degauss. I think 5 was up there. And 1 and 2 should be here. 1. Pardon me for knowing where they are. But the alternative is running around like crazy or mapping it out or something. And we're already an hour and a half in. So 1257, we already degaussed on the dead side. Let's take care of the live side now. They need a sparkly to go through. Need 5 and 6. We know 5 is up there. There. They were all upset because there was a hostile camera. Here's 6. And we need to go do 5. Oh, we need to be on the dead side to get it in the control room. Right. Here we go. So let's make sure we're degaussed. Status complete. I want to make sure both sides are degaussed before I start doing anything else. Complete. Good. Frequency calibration. We want the intake frequency to be 34 gigahertz. We can get as high as 31. Okay, let's go over to the dead side and mess with it. See if we can get it to be right. We may need to go back and forth a few times. Looking for 34 gigahertz. Yep, still degaussed. So 20, 30, 32. Ooh. There we go. Stable. 34 gigahertz intake frequency. Activate primary calibration. That's down there. And I think I need to do that on both sides. Ah. There's a nice little distortion here. So we're going to hit the primary calibration control. Switch sides. Hit it here. And the experiment runs on both sides. And controls are... yeah, wait. I hear Raphael.
She's coming around.
And Dr. Barakova.
Careful, dear. Slowly.
I saved everybody.
So you did?
When the lockdown ended, we found you both out cold on the floor of the lab. And then we found our Raphael.
I still can't believe it. To me, you've all been dead for months. And then, just see this. It's a lot. It's really a lot.
Why would he want to go back?
In the end, I suppose it did.
We're never going to be able to publish this.
You're free to go. And to take the artifact. I think it is abundantly clear how little we still understand about it. For saving Raphael and our research facilities, I'd like to offer you compensation to the full extent of my authority.
And as for me, I've decided to take a leave of absence. After everything that's happened here, I need some time to think this over. But You ever need an engineer, just say the word. I owe you everything.
Thank you. This has been a truly remarkable experience.
So we could recruit him. We got some good rewards out of that. New items. Incendiary calibrated experimental Nishina spacesuit. So legendary suit with really good stats. And Beast Hunter, Automatic, and Incendiary on them. And a legendary helmet. I'm going to go ahead and wear those. My Constellation stuff is not that good. We got a superior Okay, so we picked up a superior Constellation suit. Which is actually better. But these are legendary. I'm going to wear them. No, I'm not. Let's stay in the Constellation gear. So we've got the superior Constellation suit now. Got a superior pack. A refined helmet. Or I could upgrade to this. So this is the Constellation look, and this is the Nishina. That's actually very nice. I don't think anybody will mind. Beast Hunter, Analyzer, and Reactive, and it doesn't tell us what they do. I wonder if... So there's nothing here that is not help. I don't see anything that would tell me about what the traits of background. Nope, not really. Yeah, we're now level 32. What do we got on the trips ready to go up? Well, we've got our starship design up to 3. We want to get it to 4. We've got 2 points ready to go. We need to save 1 for that. I could bring my ship piloting up, which would allow me to put a B reactor in, but I'm not going to do that. In fact, I think I'm okay on tech for now until, well, particle beam weapon systems we could do. Start working astrodynamics, getting my science going, so eventually we can get, the ability to improve our weapons and spacesuits. I'm thinking it might be time to go combat. I'll put it in commerce. And that is the end of the Nishina quest.
Yes. What?
Now, if I had been teamed up with someone as a companion, I'd have a activity right now to go reclaim them. We've seen that come and go. We're all done here. I'm going to go drop some things at the lodge. And we have an artifact, which means we will be able to go get a temple for it. So we're going to take care of that. So J. T, JT. Yeah, I'm not sure that we can do that with just key presses. I was hoping to have a hot list of destinations I could just ping up with a single key press. I mean, I've got 104 keys on my keyboard, right? So we can go speak to Raphael about recruiting him. And talk to Vladimir to locate temples. That's now our active. Vladimir must be back on the eye. So we're sort of back to normal here. Okay, so dropping stuff. Spacesuits. I'm going to save my Constellation space. Oh, I can sell that one because I'm using this one. We're going to put this in the box. Packs. I'm using the Superior. They didn't give me one for a reward. Helmets. I'm using their reward, so we're going to put the Refined Constellation one in the box. Is there anything in the apparel? We're going to put Andre's outfit in the box. %5 persuasion chance on the fashionable suit. That's worth keeping. If I put it on, it replaces the shroud, the outfit. How bad does that look? I can deal with that. It gives me 5% persuasion. Consumables. Oh, I need to put some more cargo on the ship. Oof. We'll take care of that. Aid. I don't think we need to put any aid in the box. I'm going to box up the quest stuff. Resources. Any really good resource. Ammo capacity upgrade. Those need to go on board ship. Let's see. Do I have any other... So X-Tech and Calamite are going to be going here in the lodge. I need to put the upgrades on board ship so I can use them. First, this can be sold. Misk. 2 artifacts. Astra can go in the box. So we still haven't followed up on those. And that's... I think I'm going to end up not doing that before we hit the Unity. So I'm going to go refit the ship a little bit, and then we're going to go get our power.
Walter, I hope I'm not overstepping here, but you're around the module, like, all the time. Doesn't that bother your wife?
It's true. I am away from home quite a bit. I have been informed that when I am home, I remain preoccupied with Constellation's work, which renders me cantankerous. My darling Issa has concluded that it is in both of our best interests if I can spend my time working from the lodge as often as possible.
Huh. Well, it worked for you.
Okay. The good old days. So we need to add cargo, and we need to put in a whole bunch of extra modules so we can put another point in ship design.
Got anything
It's going to cost us some money,
Okay, no problem.
but totally worth it. So, first of all, Where can I put... $200 cms. Looks like they will fit right there and right there. And two of these guys gets us quite a lot of cargo. Okay, that's good. And now I need to add just random parts to beef up the different part counts. Let's see. Are there cheap structural things? Wing A. Wing B. Wing C.
If you have more than 7 stacks, you need to get out of the line of sight and you're gonna die.
Okay, so we got a whole bunch of extra stuff and it's different colors, so it'll be easy to take off. The errors are, oh, Docker module is exposed, wrong. I am going to flip the Docker module. There we go. Too few landing gears for this. Suddenly very heavy. I'm a little afraid if I take the wrong part off, I won't be able to put back on again. Have I got any landing gears? It will go down like that. No, I don't. What do we have in the way of landing gear in this place? So I have to do something with one of these. I could probably get more of these Lova cows. Let's see if I can duplicate it here. Yeah, okay, so we'll be able to replace that. But it needs to be higher. Oh, we can put it in there. That's a better place for our cargo. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to restore this when we're done. But I think this is good. Okay, so we added some more modules. Let's see what we're at on the challenge. We're 10 out of 30. We need 20 more modules that aren't the ones that I put on.
Need some work done? Okay, no problem.
So that was the Deimos, Hull A, Wing A. Grab these and bring them to the side. And I am going to put in the other kind of landing gear, just in case that was another one of the unique ones. Okay, so structural. Horizon weapon mount. Porthole 4, we've already got some of those. I don't know if we need to put another one. I don't know if it counts. Probably doesn't. Porthole port. Starboard. I don't know if starboard and port count differently, but in case they do, there we go. Porthole top. Is there a porthole bottom? Yes, there is. It's probably the same part. Deimos belly 4. Okay. Belly, braking engine, bumper. Cowling. We already did one of those. Hull A, we did one. Radiator, I don't think we did one. So, delete, delete. Skeg A. Skeg B. I think at this point we need to move our docker back to the top. Spine 4 is spine A. We didn't get a spine A. We got a E and a D. So DEF. Spine B. Okay, let's get rid of these pieces of junk out here. Still have one error. All modules must be above the landing bay. Oh, you were in the wrong place. You were going to be difficult to place, aren't you? Let's worry about you later. Let's see how that goes. 15 out of 30. Okay, now we need to take away all of the junk parts that we put on. I can't just restore the earlier game because that would just restore the count.
Oh.
I think I've got it all. So what else can we do? Gives us a little more room to work with. I do that, and maybe this is JTL. Okay. Not clear where you clip in. You're on the front. Error exceeds max length. Yeah, okay, so we're going to grab all of this. Whoops. So Control Z is very nice. It undoes what you just did. Okay, so now it's not too long. Armor plating. Oh. I've got no place I can put it. That's just the same as those guys. Nova radiator port. We got any place to put it? We got... Nope. Maybe down here? Yeah, okay. Radiator top. Okay, let's see how that does. Guys, 23, need 7 more parts. Remember, step 1 is return it to the state that we want it in. I'm not restoring the landing gear thingy yet because I think I will need to do more with that. Okay, almost forgot you. I've got spines on this guy, right? Yeah, that no need to do that because we've already got those. I think we got the radiator top already. Back. Thruster array. Wing. Nova weapon mount. Is there any place I can put one of these? Aha. Okay. Okay, so that's got all the way through all those guys. Let's save it up. Hey, that got me 30 out of 30. So now we remove the stuff we don't want. So with this thingy that lowers our mass, I may be tempted to put on more decorative structural pieces. But I'm not sure we've got our final build yet, so... Was I able to put I don't think I could put a window there because of him. Could move that. There we go. Those portholes are kind of crappy because they look back at the fuel tanks. But I think there's nothing better we can do with that. At least these aren't in the way. Gives us a chance to look at, I guess we're monitoring the cargo. Yeah. Okay, so the net change we've made makes our hull a little bigger. Mass is smaller, better, and less hull. That's all right. We got slightly increased cargo, so I can put the ship parts back. Let's make sure we can do that. If my inventory ship parts are consumable now. And I wanted to leave anything else on the ship. I think it was just that. Alien genetic material I should be leaving. Well, if I'm keeping it, I don't think I'm keeping it. Okay, so everything else we have we can sell. I'm not going to do that now. But that does mean I can go to rank 4, Starship Design. Let's see if I got a better reactor I can put in.
Hey, what can I do for you? Okay, no problem.
So currently, my reactor is 29 power generated. Year 23, year 26, so we don't have any better reactors yet, at least not here. Okay. Grav drives. Those are Class B. Okay, nothing better. The other thing to look at is see if there's any pulsed weapons. So we've got the 3300 and 3310. I'm looking for... Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're good. Let's go get our temple. Good to finish up starship design. The next points we can use over in that tree, we can use to make our particle beam weapon systems better.
Pressure, seals, ship integrity, all good.
Greetings, Captain.
Spinso gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Everyone needs space to let their thoughts run solo.
Yeah, I miss her too, lad.
Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
Okay, Eridani 3B.
Landing site is clear. Let's head down.
Have any news?
Cora wants more books.
Of service, Captain.
Okay, so that way. There it is. Whee! Get you a little extra air going off the top of that thing. Take big jumps. I don't think we're going to get any further with the buggy. Temple Lambda. There it is. Okay, so I got a weapon out. Can't crouch yet. I wonder if I'm just remembering the Starborn as being more aggressive, because that's what they get to be as you level up. Okay. I really should just use the... There. Just use the big rifle. One single big hit is better than trying to land a bunch of small hits. Okay, so we are left with all of this. I think it's time for me to go back to the grind. We will do that in our next recording. I can head there now. I will save when I get to Neon, and we'll start our recording there.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Then let Ryujin Industries help you get there.
Nothing to see here, people. See you in the next one.